All right, we're here with you. Emergency pod here. Knicks Pacers reaction. Knicks pull out the W in a back and forth game. Fourth quarter lived up to the hype. Knicks win 121-17. Doug, woo! We got the Wolves there. Shout out with it, Tyler McGurk here with it. Tyler, how are we doing here? Doug, what a game here! What a finish between the Knicks and the Pacers.
Yeah, hell of a basketball game. So here's the thing, Darren, and I've established this on the show. It's a running theme. I love when Tyler's wrong, and he's wrong about Jalen Brunson. He is completely wrong about Jalen Brunson. Another 40-piece. This guy, okay. I know. There's other guys with great mid-range jump shots, but he might have the best mid-range jump shot in the NBA in a couple years. Like, his mid-range jump shot is automatic. It's impressive.
It's as good as it gets, and Tyler will have to start acknowledging that, I believe, as we go forward here with it. Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
All right, you gotta be fired up after your team got the win here with it. With Tyler, the Knicks. What a back and forth game. You thought the reffing at the end, whatever. DiVincenzo was clutch, though, for massive part.
Great shot by DiVincenzo.
Hart's massive rebound over there that actually cost them 2 points. At the end of the day, when he got it, it kicks it out for 3. Your biggest takeaway from the game here?
It was Jalen Brunson. He played great. He was the guy he needs to be for the Knicks to advance to the NBA Finals, even if they can get past the Celtics. If he plays like this, they're going to be a tough out. And then my other takeaway is, my God, did Halliburton look like crap. I mean, I've never seen a guy so scared of a moment in a long time. I can't even think of someone who played so bad. Like, he was god-awful. You could tell he wanted nothing to do with the ball. Every time he had the ball, he turned it over with, like, loose, like, city league dribbling. You're like, what the hell was that? Like, on the OG play when he goes right. He looked terrible. I was very unimpressed. Siakam played good. Myles Turner had the Jaren Jackson game. He could score some points, couldn't rebound. And then Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. Those two guys played like they were in college.
The Knicks are tougher. They're tougher right now. They're a little tougher right now. Doesn't it remind you a little bit of the Utah Jazz type feeling when they played when the Warriors back in 2007, they got past Dallas in that first round. There was some this boozer element with Darren Williams, and Brunson's kind of this weird Darren Williams where he controls the pace. He's a big guard. Halliburton can't control it a little bit. And then you have I always say, I think Robinson, Hartenstein, that is an underrated duo as a center. I mean, my goodness, this guy hits 50-footers. They're not that good. Wasn't that crazy? And then Turner hits the 3 at the end of the third quarter. They both go back and back with it. Hey, how much is the coaching advantage here? Is there one coach? These are both veteran coaches here, right? They face each other many times over the years. Do you guys look at that in any way between the Carlisle and the in Thibodeau area, the factor here? It's funny because the Pacers try to play at such an extreme pace, so it's such a different style for me. So I don't know. It's funny to watch.
I think that's
Tyler, go ahead. Yeah,
I think that's a great point you bring up because they're two opposites too. One wants to slow it down, play physical, and play half-court basketball, while the other one wants to get up and down and score as many points as possible. And it's just a battle of wills. And the Knicks did enough in the second half to play that style and still be able to outscore them. So shout out to the Knicks. They played great. We'll see how it goes the rest of the series. The Knicks are a better team. They should win this in 6, I would guess, after watching that game. But we'll see how it goes.
I said a sweep. That's what I'm going on a risk. That was my risk.
I wouldn't be as confident in my sweep pick because the Knicks defense tonight was abysmal. It was not good at all. And I think that's even more of an indictment when Halliburton was doing everything possible not to shoot the ball tonight. Literally everything possible. 6 shots tonight, and he's supposed to be their guy. What a complete turnaround from the regular season where we're thinking this guy is a potential, halfway through potential All-NBA type player. And then we see this. TJ McConnell was the best player on the team for tonight. And he's off the bench playing 22 minutes. I mean, their bench was incredible. that was, I mean, what'd they get? 46 bench points tonight?
Yeah.
And you don't beat the Knicks with 46. Tyler and I spoke about it for a minute. I understand that Turner wasn't completely set, but damn, man, like game on the line, and he didn't even really throw the hip. It wasn't even a hip or an elbow. And DiVincenzo obviously sold it very hard. I just didn't love that call with the game on the line.
Weak call.
You know, Ty, you mentioned Turner scoring the ball well. I thought he's been really good this entire playoffs. I mean, I thought he was good against the Bucks. So I think, Triple J is in his own thing, but I do like Turner's offensive game. I do think he provides a good spark.
I just like to give Triple J a little nudges, piss people off because he doesn't rebound the ball well enough for me. And Myles Turner does the same thing. They both block shots. They can score good for big guys. They can spread the floor. I don't know. The Pacers starting roster just wasn't good enough. The bench was unbelievable, like you mentioned. And then we've seen it time in, time out. This playoffs, when they're at home, the Knicks are going to be tough to beat. I don't want to blame the whistles, but you mentioned it. You see it. I don't know. They got some favorable calls. That kickball they called was probably not a kickball. It looked like it hit the guy's wrist.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Shout out Brunson. You played amazing. You're on your way.
Halliburton was all over those reviews, though. Halliburton was all over those reviews. The one thing I find going forward in this series that was my biggest takeaway. Okay, the Knicks, they won this. I know I picked them in 4, and I have my reasons for it, but it's not always good ones. But that's what happens when you take a sweep. And I just feel like the Pacers still, to me, have a lot to prove, and you guys have said a lot of reasons why. The Knicks, my concern would be is if you look at the minutes played, Robinson played 12. Yeah. McBride played 11, and I believe somebody else played 4.
Achua played 4 because of fouls.
4. And so there is this, when are you going to wear out type of factor as well. So I got to believe Burks is going to get a little run at some point here, maybe if he can go. I would think – I don't know. I'm trying to think maybe he gets a little run. And I would think they would give Robinson more time.
What happened to Shake Milton?
Yeah, I would think he would get a little time too.
I just, he was kind of a guy there. The Knicks brought in hey, this could be a piece, come playoff time, that we could use, and he just hasn't really played at all.
No.
So that's been a question mark. I think that's a great point. Is their rotations are very small, and Tibbs always does this, and I think he's done it to a detriment most of his career. You've got to find spots to get these guys breaks. Josh Hart played 48 minutes tonight. I understand that, that's that mentality and you got to have it. But damn, 48 minutes, Brunson 44, DiVincenzo 44, OG 42. Yeah. Against Boston, this isn't going to work. It's just not going to work. Boston will wear them out.
What do you think of OG as I get the highlight? He was pretty good, I thought, in the fourth quarter.
He's fantastic on defense. The level he can ratchet up to. And that wasn't even really his great defense, but he had that good play on Halliburton, and he had a couple other good plays. His length is insane.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's the perfect Thibodeau guy. He's like what everything Thibodeau wants in a player. He can play big minutes. He's done it throughout his career. He will get injured, but when he's healthy, he plays. Yeah. He can shoot. He can guard your best guy 1 through 4, even 5 when it's Myles Turner, who's not really going to do anything with his back of the basket. It's going to be a fun series. I think on the road, the Pacers could wear them down if they do this again in game 2.
They've got to run. They've just got to keep running.
Well, the Knicks are going to wear out if you do that. But now the problem is they have a great home field or home court. They get a great home court. Do too many shows here on the show. They got a great home court with it. I just feel like game 2 I've been saying is I don't know. I just feel like the Knicks. I told you, Doug, I think a while ago, that's where I got stubborn with the Sweet 4 probably 3 months back. I was like, I'm kind of stubborn on this Knicks team now. I feel like I've seen enough where I've bet against Jalen Brunson enough. Mm-hmm. I've bet against Hart enough. And know who else I kind of like in big situations. I'm starting to like, and I've always liked him in college. The Warriors, he had moments. was DiVincenzo. And he's not afraid of the moment. There's that one thing, and you can shake his head or whatever, but he's not afraid to take a big shot. Like, there's other guys in the league where I'm like, I don't want him taking it. And the one thing I like about him is they feel like they trust each other. There's a big, like, they're not worried about the other person, but that's a big deal. If you're not worried about, this guy's going to be giving me this look if I miss this three, like, they seem like they take these shots in confidence.
Well, I think a big thing of it, and I don't want to oversell it, but when you grow up with guys and you're roommates with guys and you've played basketball with guys for extended years, amounts of time, the Villanova trio, those guys, I think they expect a certain thing out of each other, and they're going to be confident when each other shoots the ball. I never, I didn't vote for Villanova to be a top playoff team in this NBA playoffs, but I was wrong. I think Villanova could make a run here.
They could.
Without Chris Jenkins, I don't know how they're getting it done, guys. I don't know how they're getting it done without Chris Jenkins.
All right, as you each give your final thoughts on this kind of series as we wrap up our emergency pod here, Knicks, Pacers, Tyler hit me up with it. As quick as possible, try to get the link out. We got it ready to go, as fired up as possible. Doug got a good laugh out of it, so we're ready to go with it. That's Tyler. This game for us, me and you very rarely get to watch East Coast games. Like, this is not like the way our schedule is here on the West Coast. We don't necessarily get to watch these. But we even said on our show, like today, like that Knicks Sixers or the Knicks, the Knicks Sixers series was great. That was the one series that got your attention. The Knicks again get your attention. We had the little short there with Brunson. I want to end there with Brunson. Are you starting to kind of buy into this guy? Me and Doug both basically, after we talked, we both have him as the sixth best player in the league this year. Not as an all time, but this year based on how he played. And I feel like we're getting that. Like those step backs, those are clutch shots. Those are not like little like baby shots that you're making. Like
contested shots. Contested shots too.
They're big time shots. You roll those damn eyes over there. And I want you to talk to these New Yorkers over here. Why are you? It seems like you're unsure.
The sixth best player in the NBA is
this year.
He was at least the second best player in the East this year. He was at least the second best player in the East this year. At least the second best.
Yeah, there's 8 better teams in the West than the Knicks.
What?
The Warriors are better than the Knicks. The Warriors dominated the Knicks. The Lakers are better than the Knicks.
In what world? In what world are the Warriors better than the Knicks right now?
The Knicks,
Tyler, so you would. I don't know.
Regular season head-to-head. Come on.
Because they're playing the East now. They're not playing the West.
So even after tonight, when
the
you
Knicks
see a
have
performance
no chance
like
of beating
this,
anyone in the West.
So when you see a performance
they beat
like
the
this,
Pacers. Who are we talking about here? I mean, it was a great game. Brunson's
They beat Philly too.
I'm a banged up Embiid who couldn't even see out of his left eye.
Right, you were the one that shouted us both out to do the pod. So what was the
I
main
know. I'm
point?
happy to do it.
That's the thing. And so what is your biggest takeaway about the show? That's my thing. That what about this game is your biggest takeaway? Mine was Brunson.
It was a great game. It was a great game. It was a great NBA game. What do you mean?
I thought my biggest takeaway was
I think the Knicks got every call
proved
down
you
the
wrong.
stretch.
That is the biggest point, right, Doug? That is the wrong.
He's got 4 straight games of 40 points.
Crazy to have Jalen Brunson the sixth best player of the NBA. Get out of here.
This year. He was this year.
He was not.
Who was better than Jalen Brunson this year then?
I don't know.
If you don't think it was 6. This season, Jalen Brunson was better than Steph Curry this year.
Just to give me a little bailout.
Who would you rather have, Anthony Edwards or Jalen Brunson?
In the regular season, Jalen Brunson had a better season.
I think the only guy we had ahead of him was
a better player. Just because the team is
that's not what the conversation was. That was never the conversation. That's not the context.
No,
that is not what the context was.
You said the best player.
We said who are the best player who had the best seasons. 2023, 2024.
The best season. You didn't say who had the best season.
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, who had the best season? Who cares? Who's the best
Brunson this year.
How does that not matter?
Brunson this year, I had him as
a better player.
Okay, so the only guys, Tyler, I had on this is my second team. Brunson, Edwards, Davis, Booker, Sabonis. That was my second team this year that I had on there with it. So you're probably
all those guys.
Obviously, we're taking Edwards over him. But my point is, this year, I think that was where he was at. Like, he finished with it.
I think Edwards, and he's proving. Davis.
And I said, and I gave a little whisper here. I said, give Doug and I a 7 room. So maybe Edwards 6. We give him 7. So we're right there, 6
Davis
or 7.
Better than him.
And he's proving you the point tonight, sir. That is the biggest thing. And
He's playing the Pacers. Look at the guys who put up numbers against the Pacers.
He did it against Philly. He just did it against Philly.
Knicks in 4. Let's go. I'm a New Yorker now. Let's
look
go.
at the first 2 games.
I've never tasted better.
First 2 games. Look at the last 4. 39, 47, 40, 41. What do the first 2 games matter when you score 40 the last 4?
He's not a top 6 player in the NBA.
He was this season.
Top 10 then, Tyler, in your mind?
He's right at.
Then you're splitting hairs. Then you're completely splitting hairs. If you say he's top 10, you're splitting hairs.
You think I'm going to go he's top 25? That's insane.
Well, I'm just saying
he was insane. He was 6th. If you say it's insane, he's 6th. If it's insane, if it's insane that he's 6th, then it's not insane that he could be top 20.
That is a good point.
Yes, it is.
But hold on. Let's bring it to full.
6 is elite.
And he was elite this year. He was completely elite this year.
He was great.
Double here, Variety Sports Network. This is what we're all about here on Emergency Pod. Getting the takes out with it, getting the emotion, getting the passion, getting the love, get the energy, get the desire out on the show here tonight. Knicks, Pacers. Did you not see? We like East Coast basketball, even out here on the West Coast. It's still sunny outside.
The Knicks bring it out.
I could be
congrats to the Knicks. I don't watch East Coast basketball except for the Knicks.
We've all become New Yorkers tonight. We've all become a little a-holes tonight. That's what we've all done tonight. We've all become, and we've all got a little side of us tonight. Shout out to our guys out there, Chris and the New York fans.
Could you imagine having a New Yorker on the show right now? How rough they would be.
Tyler, they'd be like, he's number 2 all time. What are you doing? No, they'd be like,
Knicks would beat the Kings.
Knicks could beat the Kings, that's for sure.
I agree with that. I'm not arguing that.
Oh my God, Golden State was bad this year. Bad.
I guess my point is with the Knicks. I said this going into the place. My final thought.
The Warriors were 20-10 against the East this year.
That's fine, but I just want to go with the Knicks. Like, Tyler, I told Doug this. They have a massive home. Like it was kind of like that Oracle. Right. There's like the one team that has like a huge, like I feel like in a playoff atmosphere, crowd advantage, like just a different advantage than most teams. Right? We give us that. So you're in that, you get it. They're the 2 seed, so they're playing the Pacers. I feel like they should win this series. A lot of people picked against them to win it. I feel like they should because of that. And they have these players like Brunson that should be able to take them over the top because what you mentioned, Halliburton and some of his weaknesses along the way. And do you trust these other guys like Turner to consistently come up big? I don't yet in these scenarios. So I'm going Brunson, who I saw 2 years ago be a pain in the ass against the Warriors. So and then continue to be better after that point without Luka. So I think to my final point is I think the Knicks have a great chance to get to the finals, like East Conference Finals, and be the surprise team to get to the finals like the Heat were last year. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Celtics have too many options to get it done. But the Heat, I said it if there was going to be one team to be like the Heat, it was going to be the Knicks this year. So we'll see if that plays out. The case, Celtics, if you let that happen, Jason Tatum, the Hall of Fame, you're out. You don't get it. No, I was kidding. No, you get in. It's the Hall of Fame of the NBA. We let you in no matter what.
Everybody gets in.
All right, that's my final thoughts on it. Doug, Tyler, you finish this out. We'll take us home from there.
No, it was a great game.
No, you're right. I'm with you, Tyler. I thoroughly enjoyed the game, and obviously, the thing is, like, I'm arguing for Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, and I hate these dudes. I don't like them at all. But watching him play, it's very impressive. I think the Pacers after tonight, I like them a little bit better after tonight. Just the way they fought, and it came down to, the final minutes. It came down to a couple calls not going their way. I think they could maybe extend the series. I was thinking Knicks in 5 wouldn't kill me if the Knicks won in 6. If anything, I was just more impressed with the Pacers tonight because I expected this out of the Knicks. So that's my final thought is maybe they stretch it a little bit further.
Tyler, I'm more impressed me and you got to do a pod at 7:45 on a Monday. So that's my most impressive part of the whole show. But go ahead with your final thoughts on that.
My final thoughts are the Pacers will be right there if Halliburton plays any sort of game. And Siakam plays a little better. The Knicks are going to win this series in 5 or 6. I don't think the Pacers really have enough. I don't think 4. They're going to wear out at some point. They're going to have one of those games where you're like, man, that's like like a 70-point game because of how tired they're going to be one game.
You know what the problem?
48 minutes in a regular season game. I was like, this is like college. Like this is like 40. Like that's basically what Thibodeau's doing.
Darren,
and I got to
go ahead.
Josh Hart played the perfect role player game I've ever. Like he just did everything you want from like your non-stud guy, just rebounding, getting buckets, getting and ones, and just being a pest. So like Josh Hart, he was almost as important as Jalen Brunson in this. He game.
Was.
He's not as good, but in this individual
good
game,
point.
Josh Hart, great game. Congratulations.
He's such a good role player. Like it just bothers the hell out of me. He's always in the right spot. His rebounding, his offensive rebounding, steals, tip balls, it's just always in the right spot. But I do want to say this. Tyler is waiting until the Knicks wear out to then throw on the Jalen Brunson. Oh, he wasn't the number one.
I'm waiting for him to get eliminated.
He was waiting until they're worn out completely, and then he's going to come in over top. Oh, look at this. Yeah, it's coming. I know the game. I see the vision. I'm so glad we got to do this. This has been real fun.
Tyler, I like
the Eastern Conference Finals. He's on Trae Young's level.
He's on. We got to do one of these after those Cavaliers Celtics games. If me and Tyler
absolutely
one of those, we got to do one of those with you guys. Maybe Jordan can get in on it. Double. Brandon, appreciate all the intros with it. Doug and I appreciate that, all the extra work
for sure
that you've been putting in. Our CEO over there doing all the good stuff over there, working hard for us, putting the shorts on, all that. Always got to shout him out with it. This kind of came out of the blue, but we like it. We're NBA fans with it. Double here on the show. Tyler came up with it. We're like, let's go. We made it happen. So this is what we get on. This is what happens on Variety Sports Network. We'll probably be with you back on the mainstream on Friday, but who knows? Maybe there'll be another emergency playoff game pod here this week as well. So for Doug Stevens,
could be 2 hours.
Could be 2 hours.
Minnesota's up 15 right now. Could be another emergency coming up.
Yeah, well, the T-Wolves are up 15 right now, and then tomorrow you got OKC. I got a little heat today for taking Dallas over OKC from some Sooners people. So we'll see how that goes today. Go ahead, T.
Are the T-Wolves better with Naz Reid than Rudy Gobert?
Yeah,
we'll find out in 2 hours when we come back.
Emergency pod number 2. All right. We got a comment here. Is this going to extend the show a little bit? All right, CP is doing next post day. Tyler comments on his shit. Tyler, what's the new saying?
You need a special guest. I'll bring you right down. Right back to earth.
And you better subscribe. We know that. That's the key. You better
you have to be subscribed to this podcast.
All right. So for Doug Stevens, for Tyler, we're going to come there, Brian. We'll see you guys next time. Variety Sports Network. Double. Peace.
Later.